Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to NHL Draft Pros. On today's video, we're going to take a look at Sam Dickinson of the London Knights. He's a big mobile defenseman with a cannon from the point, so stick around and let's see what makes him one of the top prospects for the 2024 NHL Draft. And if you want to see some scouting reports on other prospects from this draft class, head over to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube. And can you please support the channel by subscribing and hitting that like button? I'd really appreciate it. Our next goal is 8,000 subscribers, so please smash that subscribe button and help me out. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, Sam Dickinson, check this out. He's 6'3", 200 pounds, and he's a left shot defenseman. And for his draft rankings, NHL Central Scouting has him at number 7 for North American skaters. McKeen's Hockey has him at number 2. TSM Bob McKenzie at 7 and Elite Prospects at 8. So top of the class for sure for Sam Dickinson. And check out these points. 70 points in 68 games as a defenseman in his draft year. Yes, that is very impressive. And if we look at the overall points for defensemen in the OHL for this season, he ranks 4th. And that is of all D, not just draft eligible D, all D. And he has 1.03 points per game. That is some good company for sure. Okay, so as always, we're going to check out his skating, his shooting, his passing, his puck control, his compete level and defensive play, and what he needs to improve upon. Okay, so the first thing is his skating. And let me tell you something. Sam Dickinson is a great skater as a big kid, and he loves to join the rush. Check this out. He's always looking to jump into the play. But the thing is that, you know what? Because he's such a good skater, he's able to recover defensively and not put himself into bad situations on occasion. Now, there are times when he kind of rushes and he shouldn't be, and we'll talk about that later when we talk about what he needs to improve upon. But for the most part, he loves to join the rush. And you know what? I actually love it. And for a team like London, they're a very good coach team. And so he's allowed to have some liberties at joining the rush. And he takes advantage of them for sure. So look at these plays right here. Like I said, he jumps up, no problem. And his transitional skating is really good too. He goes from forward to backwards and reverse really, really well. So he's definitely one of the better skaters in this entire draft class as a defenseman. All right, shooting. Yep. Sam Dickinson can wire a puck, and you're going to see it in 1 second. He heads over to the other side there and watches cam. Boom! Ha ha! Yes, indeed. Dickinson has a cannon from the point, which is most notable by his slap shot, his one-timer right here. Look at this thing. He just winds it up, and it's in the net. Now, he only had 18 goals on the season, which is surprising, but let me tell you something. He can wire a puck, and you really like to see this ability from a defenseman, especially on the power play. He has a heavy wrist shot too, and his ability to find open lanes makes him a threat from the point. So all the attributes that you want from a defenseman. He's a great skater, and he has a great shot. Like, come on, look at that cannon. I think the next clip, it shows his wrist shot. Yeah, this is his wrist shot here. Watch this. He walks in and just rifles it upstairs. What a release. So, yeah, you know what? He's got the offensive tools for sure. And like I said, he had 18 goals, 52 assists. So, you know what? He's got some impressive numbers for a young kid. All right, passing. Yep. You know what? When you get 50-plus assists, you definitely know how to find teammates on the ice. And look at that long bomb of a pass. And Dickinson has some really good hockey IQ, and he's able to read plays on the ice and manipulate opponents to find open lanes. So that helps with zone exit, and he's able to find, open teammates. Dickinson also handles the pressure well when he's got pressure on him in the defensive zone. You'll see that in a couple clips later on when we talk about his defensive play. But he's got some really good, look, he sees the ice well. Look, that's a nifty little pass right there through the feet. Come on. So, yeah. And because he's got good skating and he's, strong on the puck and stuff like that, it's just a combination of things with him. But look at this little backhand sauce. Woo! Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, you know what? He was fun to watch. Actually, I had a privilege of watching him live a bunch of times this year, and he's an exciting player for sure. All right, puck handling skills. So I wouldn't necessarily classify him as a, those smooth hands like, say, Zane Parekh. But what he does is he uses his speed. See that right there? Just broke some ankles right there. We'll see it on the slow-mo. Oh, I don't think I did slow motion for that. But anyways, he's got that, the speed and maneuverability. He's got the watch this. Actually, this one right here is a sneaky little, watch this right through. Whoop. So, he does display some nice stick handling skills, but I wouldn't classify him as, that stick handling prowess like Zane Parekh and Carter Yakemchuk. But he uses his speed and his mobility to kind of weave around players, I guess you could say. So not really east-west, but more like north-south. And so see it right there, just changing direction real quick. But definitely, and look at that. Goes to the net, right? See, go to the net. That's what you want to see. And don't forget, he's a defenseman. Partial breakaway right there. All right, so now compete and defensive play. So this is where another part of his game where he's really good. He's got some really good stick touches, I guess you could say. And he's not necessarily a big hitter. I wouldn't classify him as a big hitter, but he does use his body. So look at this. Look at that. Joins a rush. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that skating, eh? Look at that skating. So yeah, he uses his body well. He uses a big frame to push players off, and that's exactly what you want. So watch this. Boxes him out, and then he retrieves the puck, and guess what? Zone exit. That is exactly what you want to see from a defenseman. Same thing here. You're going to see he's going to win the battle in the corner here. So use a reverse hit. Love it. Look at that. Look at that. And then a nice little dish. Zone exit. This is exactly what you want to see from a defenseman. Same thing here. One-on-one defensive play. Look at that. Stick on puck. No, that doesn't work. So guess what? Push him off the puck. And then a nice little dish out. Wow. Wow. Very impressive. All right, things that he needs to work on. So, obviously, young player, there are some things that he needs to work on. Sometimes tries a little too much right there. Gets caught, gets picked, and gets a scoring chance. And then look at that, another giveaway, and they end up scoring on this one. So, sometimes tries a little too much. Simplify the play sometimes. Here, same thing, tries to deke out the guys, gets pickpocketed. They go down, and they end up getting a scoring chance. So a couple little things that he needs to work on, but for the most part, and I'm going to talk about this later on when we talk about, his strengths and what he needs to work on. So same thing here. He's going to try a little too much again, and he's going to get picked. But for the most part, those are few and far between, and he got better as the season progressed, so I'll give him that. All right, his strengths, obviously, great skater. Sam Dickinson, one of the best skaters, and I'm not talking just for defensemen. I'm talking for all positions, and actually at the CHL Prospects game, he was one of the top skaters in all the testing that they did. And then his shooting, obviously, big cannon. He can wire a puck. And his hockey IQ and his defensive play is really strong as well. Now, the things that he needs to work on, forcing play sometimes, trying a little too much, over-rushing. Sometimes he's joining a play when he shouldn't. Like I said, seen him a few times live, and there's sometimes when he's joining a rush, and he should have just laid back. But you can correct that, no problem. And then sometimes puck watching. He's kind of sitting around in front of the net watching the play progress when he should be watching the opposing player, and he kind of lets them skate by. But those are things that we can, kind of fix. In terms of rankings, yeah, he's going to go high, top 10, maybe even top 5. He's one of my favorite D in this draft, to be honest with you. I love everything about his game, and he's a big, mobile, heavy shot D. You got to love that in a player. But anyways, Sam Dickinson, he's going to get his name called very early in the 2024 NHL draft. And that is it for today. So like I said, please help support the channel by hitting that subscribe and like button. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.